Hey everybody, it's Danny, and today I'm excited because I'm going to swatch the Orgy 2 palette by Jeffree Star. This is a 30 pan palette, and it looks like this. It is beautiful and gorgeous, and look at all of those neutrals. I love it. Now, I do have the first Orgy palette, and right off the bat, the one thing I do like about the Orgy 2 more than like the Orgy 1 is the fact that this one has a combination of mattes and shimmers in it, as to where the first one only has mattes, which was like nice. It was a good idea, you know, and the whole, the idea of it, you have like your big matte palette and then you can like use other shimmers. You have like a nice basic matte palette, but then like, I don't know, I just find myself like, oh yeah, like I'd like to use that, but I really would like some shimmers and I don't feel like breaking out another palette. But I don't know, I did like the idea when he did it. It's just I like this better that it's a combo. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go row by row, swatch them on my hand, show them off, and talk about them. So I really love Jeffree Star's formula. His shimmers are always very buttery and awesome, and his mattes are always very nice and smooth as well. So I'm just going to get to swatching the first row. Oh yeah, that matte was really nice. Trying to swatch them kind of close together too, since there are 6 in a row instead of 5. All right, here is the first row. It is very light. This row right here, you can tell, very light, but not in a bad way. Does that make sense? So this first one right here is a shimmer. It is called Snowballing. This one is called Topped Off. This one is Role Play. This one is Pegging. This one is Raw. And then this shimmer is Back to Back. Now, I think my favorite matte in here is probably going to either be Role Play or Raw, which is these two. Raw is got a little bit more of a pinky tone to it, as to where Role Play is a little bit more just like cream. And then for shimmer, I like all 3. Snowballing rather, would be a very good like inner corner highlight or like brow highlight, I think. I like Pegging because it looks like it's just gonna be like a champagne-y color, but it's actually got like a pink shimmer in it. And then I really like Back to Back, because Back to Back's got a little bit of that champagne thing going that I really like. So yeah, there's the first row, and I'm gonna pause, take this off, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. That one was very easy to take off, mostly because the colors were super light. I have a little bit of like shimmer left over, but it is really good. So that definitely no staining or anything like that. So next up, I'm going to do the second row, which is this row right here. I love his shimmers. They are my definite favorite. Like, his shimmers are just so pretty. All right, so here is the second row, and it's very blended into my skin tone. Hold on, I'm gonna turn on an overhead light and I'm gonna see if that will help a little bit. Give me 1 second. All right, let's see if that helps. Maybe not really. Anyway, so the first one is right here, and this is Downtown. This one is Grower. This one is Shower. This is Starhole. This is Glazed. And this one is Wind Blown. So I can see them a little bit easier than you can, but this color, this line really like just goes into my skin tone. Like, unless you're like right up on it, you can't even really tell. So the two shimmers that were next to each other, Starhole and Glazed, are very similar. I think Glazed maybe has a little bit of a pink shimmer in it. The other shimmer, Grower, is really pretty. I do like the colors Windblown and Shower. Downtown is kind of one of those, like, you know, all over set your primer kind of colors. I don't know. I don't know. Row 2 seems kind of for me, but only because I can't see it too much on my skin tone. But I really still like the shimmers. They're super pretty, and I'm sure I could find a place for, you know, some of the mattes. So, yeah, I don't know. This one's kind of mad at me because I can't, like, you guys, like, can barely see that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take this off, and we'll go to line 3. All right, and I'm back. That one was pretty easy to take off. Like I said, I still have kind of like a sheen of like just the shimmers, but it's okay. This next line, line 3, I'm kind of like excited for because it has 4 shimmers in it. And I love shimmers, so yeah. So I'm just going to get right into swatching it. Ooh, that one's pretty. Ooh. All right, so here is line 3, and I really like all of them. Starting off with this one, this is Intense. This one is called Mealtime. This one is Esophagus. This one is called Colorado Campfire. This one is called Donkey Punch, and this one is called Bricked Up. So this one's really hard to pick a favorite because I love all four of the shimmers, but Donkey Punch, that one is really, really pretty and seems to match really well with Colorado Campfire, but I could also see it working well with Bricked Up. I really also like, I mean, like I said, I like them all, but I really also really like Esophagus. It looks kind of more gold on camera, but when it's like looking at it on my hand, it's giving me a little bit more of like a peachy. And then, I mean, Intense is really pretty. It's almost giving me like a silver, like a tarnished silver. I don't know. I really, really like this row. I really like it. I don't know if it's going to be my favorite row, but I really like it. All right, so I'm going to pause, take this off, and I'll be right back. And I am back. My hand, my fingers. You know, my fingers have a little bit of stain on, but I think some of that is left over from my other video. But still nice and clean. So next we are going to go on to row 4 right here. Like obviously this one and row 5 are the darkest. I'm definitely, this one definitely gonna have some staining. I can already tell. This one, maybe a little bit. But we'll just have to wait and see. So I'm just gonna get right on into swatching. I will say though, this palette is so pretty. I am just loving it. Like all the colors are so pretty. It's just so nice. All right, here is row 4. And honestly, this might be my favorite row. It is so pretty. These are the shades and tones I use a lot of. Really like this. So first off right here we have Ex-Boyfriend. This one is Backbreaker. This one is Never Enough. This one is Saddle. This is Nonstop. And this one is Roar. I gotta say, Ex-Boyfriend, I'm gonna call it right now, Ex-Boyfriend is my favorite matte in this whole palette. I need like 6 singles of that stat because I can see me using this one as like a crease color just all of the time. Definitely that right there, that is the best matte in this whole palette. Hands down. I know I haven't even swatched the last one yet, but I'm calling it that is the best one. Again, Ex-Boyfriend. Backbreaker is so pretty, but I think I might like Never Enough better. I don't know. Both of them are super pretty, and I could see them both working with multiple different shades. Saddle and Nonstop are really good too. I really like Nonstop as well. Nonstop might be my second favorite matte in the palette. And then Roar is also very, very nice. So again, super nice. This is probably my favorite row out of the whole palette. And definitely has my favorite matte shade out of the whole palette. All right, so I'm going to, my fingers are a little bit stained from the darker browns, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and I'll be right back. And I am back. And next up we have the 4th row. This one is definitely the darkest. Realistically, this will probably be the row I will get the least amount of use out of just because I do not use super dark colors. There are 3 mattes, 2 shimmers, and 1 that's a matte with glitter in it. But yeah, I can see myself using a few of these colors, but that's just based on their looks in the pan. Let's get these swatched. Ooh, that one's pretty. Oh, right. My fingers are pretty stained. And this is row 4. Or, I'm sorry, 5. Starting off with this one. This is Lioness. This one is called Cabin Wood. This is Big Daddy. Double Header. Then this one is Size Matters. And this one is Endless. So, and again, that was row 5. So, yeah, I really like these two. I really like Lioness and Cabin Wood. And then I really like Big Daddy as well. Double Header, I don't usually go that dark. I really do like Size Matters because it is a shimmer, and I will sometimes go a little dark for shimmers. But I really don't like the color Endless. It's just like a black matte with glitter in it. I can't tell. The color might be silver. I don't think it's gold. I don't know. I think it's like a, you know, I don't know. I don't usually use black eyeshadow, especially like matte black. If I'm going to use like a black color, it's usually shimmery, like Size Matters, or it's not actually black, but more of like a dark gray. I don't know. That's just me. But like I said, I really do like the first 3 colors, the Lioness, Cabin Wood, and Big Daddy. Those I actually will use. And Size Matters, maybe, depending on what kind of look I'm going for. I could see myself maybe using that one. But yeah. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and pause. I'm going to take this off. We'll see how badly it stained, or we might be surprised it may not stain at all. And then I will give my final thoughts and like little things on the eyeshadow palette. I am back, and yeah, it stained pretty bad. I don't know. I can see it more like again in person, like here are my fingers. It's real, like there's like a streak of black like right here, and then like right here. And there's some mess right here. But they are darker colors, so I kind of already expected them to be like that. So this palette, I really like it. Again, I got this during his half off sale. So that's the only reason I bought it. I wouldn't have gotten it if it hadn't have been half off. But this palette I think is $64 full price, but it is a 30 pan palette, so I kind of get it. I do not know what color it is. I think it might be Size Matters, but it is like, I don't know, it feels like it gets everywhere like when I swatched it. But again, this is the whole palette. The second row was probably my least favorite just because all of the colors really, really blended into my skin tone, at least the skin on my hand, like you could barely see them. The fourth row was probably my favorite row because it is just that's the colors I use the most. Like those are the shades I use the most, the tones I use the most. Has the best matte in the whole palette, which is Ex-Boyfriend. And I know Jeffree Star's eyeshadow singles were not the, I guess, biggest hit with a lot of people, but I kind of wish he had a single of that because I would buy more of them. Kind of like I did with the shade Yak Farm. I have like 3 of those now because I have in the palette, I have it, and then I have at least 2 singles of it, and I have it in the palette because it's a really, really good matte. I feel the same about Ex-Boyfriend. I almost wish that was a single too, so people could buy just that one because it is really good. But again, I know a lot of people didn't like those. The top row, surprisingly, for it being so light, I really liked it as well. Like I said, the second row, probably my least favorite. I'll have to see if I can make it work. I am going to give it a shot because I should still use it. Because just because the skin on my hand, you know, they might show up differently on my eyelids, you know? So I'm going to give it a fair shot, but just off the swatching, second row, least favorite because it matched my skin tone too much and it blended in and I could barely see it. Fourth row, again, favorite row, has the best matte. Third row, definitely gorgeous. And then the fifth row really surprised me because I really liked these first 3 shadows, especially these 2. These first 2 were great. This one I could use. These ones going into too dark territory. We'll never use, what is this one? Endless. We'll never ever use Endless because I don't really like matte shadows with glitter in them. But I definitely don't like matte black eyeshadow with glitter in it. I don't really like matte black at all, but that's just not my kind of color. This one's pretty. I just don't know when and where I would use it. It is so pretty though. But yeah, I don't know. If you are a neutral eyeshadow girly, I say go for it. I recommend it. I would say get this palette because it's a really, really good one. I don't know if I would say it's better than Orgy 2. But I would say if you are debating between Orgy 1 and Orgy 2, I would probably go with Orgy 2 just because it's got the shimmers in it and the original Orgy does not. Unless you don't want shimmers. If you want all mattes, then of course go with Orgy, the original Orgy. But if you want shimmers and mattes together, I would go with Orgy 2 as over Orgy 1. Maybe I'll do a video where I will compare them to see how similar, or you know, to see like how similar some of the colors may be, or you know what I mean, like I'll look and see and be like, oh, like this matte and this matte look the same, or oh, this matte and this shimmer are like the same color but one of them shimmery, you know what I mean, like something like that. So maybe I'll look them over and compare them and see if that would be like a worthwhile video or something. But I am super excited to use this palette. I might do something similar to what I was doing with my cremated palette, which is where I will basically pick a row and do an eye look using just that row, you know what I mean? I did that with cremated, and I think too when I did that I did 2 looks because I did one look on one eye and a different look on the other eye, but I still used the same row. I think it was just a way to try to use like as many of the eyeshadows in the row as I could. So yeah, I might do that for this one too. I don't know. Yeah, I think I might, because that seems interesting, and I feel like I could do quite a few looks out of this palette, and I can see this one becoming my new number 1. My current number 1, I kind of have 2, It is a cross between Thirsty and the Star Wedding palette, because those are the ones I usually use when I do my makeup for like date night. So I use Thirsty a lot, and then I use Star Wedding a lot. But I don't know, I could see this one being maybe my number one. Alright, well that is my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye!